Good late morning, YouTube. This is 13 Dragon Blade coming at you with my last deck profile for the night. I had to redo it a couple times, get a better lighting, make sure the deck was prompted and done correctly. So, without further ado, let's get into my Dragon Felgrand deck profile. This is going to be pure Felgrand, none of the Blue Eyes variants or anything like that. And we're going to start first with the monsters, spells, and traps. You run 3 Divine Dragon Lord Felgrand. Card is absolutely amazing. He's way better than he was before. When he's special summoned from the graveyard, you can activate this effect. You can target one monster your opponent controls or in their graveyard, banish it, and if you do, this card gains 100 times its level or rank. Then, when it destroys something by battle, it doesn't have to send it to the graveyard, just as long as it kills it. It can special summon a monster, level 7 or 8 dragon from either player's graveyard, so that's what makes him incredibly good in mirror matches. You want to always see him and open with him, use trade-in targets on him. And the next dragon that's also very important is Archbrave. Obviously, if you know, the older Felgrand deck focused on Felgrand Dragon and Dark Blaze Dragon along with Tyrant Dragon. Archbrave Dragon is the new Dark Blaze, and he's way better. Now, I need to read him. When this card is special summoned from the graveyard, you can banish as many face-up spells and traps your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, this card gains 200 attack and defense for each card banished. Once per turn, during the standby phase, if this card is sent to the graveyard because it was sent there last turn, target one level 7 or 8 higher dragon-type monster, except Archbrave, and special summon it. That effect is mandatory. So, that being said, you can always bring out a dragon, it's almost guaranteed. You want to get him to the graveyard as well as Felgrand as much as possible. We also run 2 Dragon Spirit of White. I know that I said that I don't run Blue Eyes in here, but this is the only exception I would make because it banishes spells and traps. That's very important. Also, it's an 8, so you can use it for trade-in targets. Its effect is when it's normal or special summoned, you can banish a spell and trap your opponent controls. Its other effect is it's treated as Blue Eyes. It's treated as a normal monster on the field, or I take that back. Normal monster in the hand or graveyard. And its last effect is you contribute it during either player's turn. If your opponent controls the monster, you contribute this card to special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, which is incredibly good. 1 Dragoonie Arma Leviathan, or Leviathan, I should say. Favorite card, when he's normal or special summoned, he can equip a dragon. You usually equip Archbrave to him. So you go and you create a little loop with this. You can just keep Archbraving him back. He'll keep re-equipping Archbrave, and then stupid stuff happens. That's what makes Leviathan good, and it also makes it a very good monster to exceed with or defend yourself with if you find yourself in a pickle. 2 Assault Wyverns. I'm just testing this card, and I really like it. Whenever he kills something by battle, also does not have to send it to the graveyard. As long as it kills it, you contribute this card and special summon a dragon type from your hand or graveyard. Doesn't matter the level, so you can obviously bring out Felgrand, you can bring out Archbrave, you can bring out anything you want. Sure, it won't trigger Archbrave or Felgrand's effect if it's from the hand, but it's better than keeping them in your hand, right? So run that at 2. It's an 1800 beater, level 4. Same with this guy. Card's really good. It becomes a level 8 during your opponent's turn, so it makes Ruins of the Dragon Lords, or Ruins of the Divine Dragon Lords, live. Its other effect is you can pitch a card from your hand to the graveyard to target a level 7 or 8 higher dragon, a level 7 or 8 dragon in your graveyard, and special summon that target. When he kills something by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can send a level 7 or 8 higher dragon from your deck to the graveyard. Whew, card text is a lot, but I only run them at 2. Then I run double Paladin and 1 Koikimiro Drago. Paladin of Felgrand is also really good because when he's normal or special summoned, you can equip a level 7 or 8 higher dragon type monster from your deck to this guy, or it could be deck or hand. You B2 this guy. While he's equipped with a monster, he's unaffected by card effects. That's amazing. His other effect is you can tribute him and another monster on the field and special summon a level 7 or 8 dragon from your graveyard, which is also very useful. But you need to run some 4s in this deck. It's not all about the big dragons, and Koikimiro Drago is just ridiculous right now. Cosmo, Monarch, Burning Abyss, anything that has Light and Darks just pretty much gets fucked over by that card. That's why I run it in here, and I also have another one in the side deck, so don't worry. And then the other hand traps we run is 2 Maxi and 2 Veiler. I think the format just calls for that. Nothing else to say about those. Alright, so that's the monsters. The monster count is pretty hefty, pretty high. Now, the spell and traps. 1 Dark Hole, because it's Dark Hole, and it doesn't really affect you that much. Triple Return of the Dragon Lords. This card's busted. Target 1 level 7 or 8 higher dragon in your graveyard, special summon that target. If a face-up dragon-type monsters would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this from the graveyard instead. It protects multiple destruction, and it keeps your dragons alive. You can always re-bring this back. It's basically your own monster reborn. Card's really good. I hope it never gets touched. Double Dragon Shrine, also another alternative way to dump your dragons. It doesn't have to be a normal monster. But the added effect is that if you do send Dragon Spirit of White, since it's considered a normal in the graveyard, you can actually send another monster. So that's what makes Dragon Shrine very useful. 1 Twin Twister. I figure with Dragon Spirit of White, you're going to be getting rid of spells and traps on the clock. This just helps take care of all the annoying stuff that you usually can't get rid of. 1 Rhoda to search out the Paladins. 1 Ruins of the Divine Dragon Lords. It's a mini lose a turn. When you control a level 7 or 8 dragon on the field, and a monster would be special summoned except from the graveyard, negate its effects till the end phase. Then you can send one of your monsters to the graveyard and special summon a dragon token level 1, 0, 0 to the field. This other effect, if it's in the graveyard, you can send a level 7 or 8 higher dragon from your hand or face up on the field to the graveyard to add this card to your hand. So basically, it helps you dump your Arc Braves, dump your Felgrands, anything that you don't want in your hand at that moment. And of course, we have the 3 trade ins. Mandatory to run at 3. You definitely want to see this card all the time. Then triple Terraforming and double Ravine. You want to see Ravine almost all the time. You want to open with it, so you run triple Terraforming and double Ravine. That also helps pitch your dragons, so there should be no excuse why they can't go to the graveyard. Then the trap count's very low, it's only 4. Solemn Warning, Oasis of the Dragon Soils, and 2 Call of the Haunted. It's just alternative ways of bringing back your dragons. That's really the only method that is here. Okay, the main deck is 40 because of the Koikimiro Drago is 41. Now we're going to go to the extra deck, and I'll be showing the side deck as well. There's your dragon tokens. I really like how they made these tokens look. They look badass. Kind of looks like they're a trophy. But yeah, you use that with your ruins to bring out the tokens. For your synchros, you run 2 8s. You run Stardust Dragon and Psyframe Lord Omega. They're both just really good right now. As far as monsters go, this is what you want to make. Stardust just protects destruction, and Psyframe Lord Omega doesn't need any introduction. 1 Abyss Dweller and 1 Castel for rank 4s. This is all you need. You're gonna mostly be punishing your opponent. So this doesn't come out a lot, and this doesn't come out a lot. I've never really had a game where I've made them yet. Big Eye and Dracosac, they're also there just in case you have 2 Arc Braves. That tends to happen sometimes. Have Felgrand kill something, have another Felgrand kill something, and bam, 2 Arc Braves on the field. I just like having Arc Brave as a beater, and I want him to keep going to the graveyard, so this also helps just in case you want to detach, take a monster, detach summon tokens. It always helps you. 1 number 23 in Lancelot. Lancelot's just there to negate stuff. That's all I really use him for. Alcei, the Sylvan High Protector. Card is amazing. It's got 2300 attack and 32 defense. Its defense is huge. Its other effect is you can attach a material, and you can target one card on the field, shuffle it back, or put it to the top or bottom of the deck. Doesn't shuffle, but it puts it to the top or bottom, so you can just get rid of a threat right then and there. Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand, because it's a Felgrand deck, you should run that. One Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy. Card is putting in work this format. I've made him almost every game. You want to go into him first turn, usually. Just if you want to start negating their spells, that's the guy you should go into. The Galaxy Trio. I've made them a lot as well. Made him early game a couple times. Card is really good, being able to banish 3 monsters from your opponent's deck. Also to help OTK. Blowing stuff up is always nice, and number 62 could just get really big. That's the whole point of him. That's the only reason he's in this deck is just to either get him big, or to stack over to make Dark Matter Dragon. Because if you haven't realized, that's kind of a theme. And then lastly, we have number 84 and number 77. This is just for Lancelot, because I do run at least one Dark Exceeds material that's rank 8 or higher. His effect can stack over rank 8 or higher, and he can stack over rank 10 or higher that are dark. So number 77 is just there as a beat stick, and being able to banish your opponent's special summon monsters without targeting is great. Other than that, that's the reason that they're in here. So yeah, this is 13 Dragon Blade. This is awesome. I finally got all my cards back. I got a badass dragon deck now. I'm feeling pretty happy, YouTube. This is 13 Dragon Blade, signing off.